Hey, it's the end of the week. Hello everybody, welcome to Friday. What's going to happen? It's a spicy 7 days with new announcements, potential things being kind of revealed in the World of Marvel Contest of Champions. So let's see what's happening at the moment, some bugs that are going to be fixed, some new things Command have put into game, some stuff that's been teased. Let's have a look, shall we? So there are some people out there, this is about the side quest by the way, there's some people out there that are still unsure about the wording or the way that Kabam have kind of pitched the side quest. On the face of it, it does seem that 2 protection buffs, only one is kind of mentioned within the nodes that are set up with how Kabam have, say, worded it. And on Wednesday night, when I did the quest and recorded the content, which I then posted the video on Thursday, I definitely knew that there was something like a miss with it. And as I joke on my own spit, that I knew that it was like you would need a prowess effect. But what Kabam have done with Special Connoisseur, it kind of exists as a protection buff or protection effect for Ghost Rider, which isn't like clear. And maybe that's the thing, it's sort of clear to a degree, but sort of not clear when it comes to, well, how it's worded here, or what you think is going to be there. Either way, if you've seen the video, then you'll know on that particular approach. So, I know that some people have asked some questions or said like, here, like, Everflow node gives him 2 protection buffs, one of which is being indefinite and unremovable. The second one can be removed, but the damage is still reduced by the indefinite protection, which I'm guessing is not meant to be there. I used Dazzler, who gains a prowess buff, and did a max ramp SP2 after a heavy. It got rid of a protection stack, and there was still one left on the opponent. Please fix this. So it's a tough one because Kabam haven't, at the point of recording this video, they haven't said yay or nay if people are in the right or people are in the wrong with saying it's a bug. I definitely know like where Kabam operate with stuff when it comes to nodes most of the time, and sometimes things are a little bit tricksy. Either way, there's not been an answer. It's a bit rude to say like no bugs, read the nodes. SP should be activated when you already have active prowess. Dazzler activates prowess after SP, so she doesn't work. This is why I opted for Storm, but I probably would have used Bishop. Mentioned that in a video. Yeah, and White Magneto works as well. Probably would have been a better option with the way that I kind of rotated, because I did play into things like Mighty Charge by having White Magneto plus using the pre-fight. And granted, I could have just used the one champion, White Magneto, to actually do it, but I kind of wanted to use a champion that I liked, and that was using Storm, mainly because I felt like Storm was advantageous leading up to it. I can't remember if Ghost Rider is metal or not, and the quick answer is no. So yeah, any champion that's got a prowess buff, access to it being on constantly or near constantly, is going to be good, whether it's Apocalypse, whether it's Bishop, whether it's Storm, whether it's any other mutant-based champion or a synergy enhancement-based option as well. Although I have seen somebody put here, I used Bishop, Apocalypse, and Sunspot, and didn't get it working, which seems weird. Very, very weird. But hey, if you found an issue outside of the normal champions of rotation, right, on to Steam. Yes, something that I think a lot of people that want to play the game on Steam are looking to see, because still the game is on coming soon. Now, I did think early on that Kabam would just launch it straight up on Steam, because this would be where you get the option for new players, because we all knew a lot of the people that signed up for the PC version are already people who know the game. But there are some out there that want to play not just on Steam, but other types of launchers. I don't know if it calls that launchers or places to download games via. Anyway, there's other places like Android. I know some people want to play via that. I'm going to say no. I don't think Kabam are launching it here. It's definitely nothing you can see that will be available, say, on a Chromebook or a TV. But also there's other places like, Apple Arcade, and yeah, just trying to find other places to play. So I wonder if Kabam are going to be, well, they said they're going to be launching this soon. So of course, wishlist. But what is this going to mean? you know, for new players, and that's something that I want to be able to see in the future. Is like, what is this going to do for the community? Hopefully more new people coming to the game, improve the longevity, because the more people that play, the more opportunity for the game to continue. If you want the game to end, then, well, you know, what are you doing still? What are you doing playing the game if you have that thought process? Don't have that process. Community vibes. Want to see the game exist for a longer time, and also us as a community still being together rather than apart. We're all, you know, we'll be like meeting up on the 50th not 50th anniversary, but the 50th reunion of after the fact, and going like, yes, I remember, Sheldon used to do the videos, and Brian went and he came back and then he went again, and yeah, I don't know, old person. So on to some quick fire interesting things. First thing being that Alliance War has seen a little map tuning update. I went from being like really happy about Alliance Wars to then being a bit kind of like meh and undecided, but I'm just coming off having a bit of a kind of a stressful meh kind of like, you know, mental slump week, which does happen. I think everyone has their off weeks, and I've very much felt that in the last 4, 5, 6 days really. But anyway, I don't know, I think I need to run this for a full season to kind of figure out whether or not I like it or don't, rather than having a flip-flop opinion on the mode. Anyway, first thing is there's been an evaluation, so there's been a fix first off to node 1, string and functionality fix to the tech control node, prowess buffs that are nullified will now grant vigor, and string and functionality fix to the buff safety node, buff immunity will now grant vigor, so good. And then Band-Aid solution node now clarifies that heal blocks that aren't always referred to as heal blocks work. You're welcome, Warlock mains. So that's important as well. Personal space regeneration has been changed to never back down, of course improving things. And tier 1 will now gain vigor that sits at 15% potency and double to 30% when using Saga champions. So that hopefully helps out some matters for those that face off against some trickier opponents. Now on to an interesting thing about champions that are rare to get. Rarities? Rare champion rarities. If you remember, there's, funny enough, mentioned here about Cat Marvel movie, right? That is now, I think Mr. Sinister, I think I forgot to say in yesterday's video, I think I was like Mr. Sinister's in a basic that I don't think is correct. I think it's part of this special event stuffs. So yeah, Cat Marvel movie, we had a little kind of chase event, which is the first time, I want to say, I could be wrong with this, since the Higher for the Faster event and Magnetron Crystals, which we covered in the video yesterday. But the CCP champs, Starkey, Massacre, and Spider-Man 2099. Where will these champions be? Will they ever see the light of day again? With stuff, with, you know, you being able to get them via another chase means, rather than having to go through the Queen's Challenge? The answer is this. In a few months, we have some Alliance content coming that will be a second source for the 2024 Saga champs, as well as a few others. No firm plans for the CCP champions yet beyond the Saga crystals, where they already make an appearance. That's really interesting, and what Alliance-based event that's coming up, that's going to be cool, because you want to get some of these champs. For me, I don't know if I'm interested in duping my Sinister, not sure if I'm interested in duping my Cat Marvel movie. Definitely interested in Nightcrawler, because I do like the champion. I just kind of unsure about whether or not I want to chase it. So whether or not, you know, now is the opportunity. But if there's any situation that comes up and you're like, I invested a lot of time and effort to get something, then having it kind of given out for next to nothing, it seems a bit of a thing. But that's normally MCOC. What you spend a lot of money on and a lot of resources on one year is actually worth nothing in the year that follows. And if you think that's not the case, well, you've been for 10 years of Marvel Contest of Champions. But if you want to get at least a chance to get these champions, I'm suppose interested and duping my Mr. Sinister 7-star. Then of course there's positivity for the future. Actually, do I have my Mr. Sinister dupe? That's going to be no, I don't. Okay, that's good. Something that I can at least go and chase. So yes, Happy to see that in the future. Interested to see what this kind of special alliance-based event could. Just quickly for those that last year spot, for those I can't remember like much of this, but it was definitely somebody put here, and we covered this last May. And after 5 spot charges, he doesn't resist heavy attacks anymore. And yeah, so was this an issue? Is this an issue? Time's gone on. And yeah, that seems to be something. This is currently on the Trello board and has been under investigation. How long that will take to get sorted, rectified, we'll have to see. But now shout out to MedievalMan as well, a little bit of micro news and kind of coverage. If you didn't see, there is a monthly special that's being put out. Really interesting because it has spicier based items. Now it's up to you if you want to purchase stuff. If you are, you're financially propping up the game. I don't spend, but it's up to you, like what you kind of get from it. There looks like there isn't a Valiant monthly, but there's a Paragon monthly, which is a little bit strange. Not Doctor Strange, but strange nonetheless. There is some Dark Plumes, there's some daily stamps, a 6 there. There's a tier 6 class Catalyst Crystal, 5 7-star signature stones, 2 basic alpha selectors, a level 6 health potion times 5, level 4 health potions, and 4 level 3 revives. So the 5 times these ones here, the level 6 health potions and the revives, that's interesting. It's mainly interesting because these are you know, premium items that are being added in, and you'll have to look at this and go like whether or not you feel it's of value. And by the end of the year, I'm sure that you may change your mind. But if it's a Paragon one, so, and it doesn't seem to be any Valiant one. There looks like there's a Proven monthly, there's a Thronebreaker, a Cavalier, and a Grandmaster monthly. So there's no Valiant monthly. What would that be, and what would that look like? Well, we don't know just yet. Do you think there should be a Valiant one? So mid-June next month, we're going to have information about Okoye and Gentle's potential rebalance, if they are going to get one or not. Now, there was this kind of call by, well, Ezzy, that says Gentle needs a rework as soon as possible. This character is quite poor. When Gentle first came out, I think he divided opinion with a very vocal kind of like 40% to 60% saying that he was not really kind of like good enough. Now, it's always difficult to get champions right, but also if you're thinking that every champion is going to get reworked or could be reworked, it's unlikely. Isophyne's justification of why she was kept the way she was largely based on her specific and unique matchups, rather than going, hey, she's going to get some like increased damage overall, which I personally thought that it would be a nice thing to see her have a little bit of a damage improvement ramp up. But if we're talking about the extent of Gentle, sometimes it divides opinion, sometimes it doesn't, and let's just say, yeah, Kabamasaurus Rex, Kabam Karate Mike, Gentle does not need a rework in response, and says, I didn't say he wouldn't be rebalanced. He wouldn't be balanced. He's yet to finish his review, but I can confidently tell you he will not be reworked. So just to kind of clear that up, if you think reworked and rebalanced, two different things, right? Rebalance could be like he has a few kind of like numbers just kind of like improved, like it could be, but if we're talking rework, we're talking about like different rotation style, different abilities. That's a rework, extensive work with that one, and that's not something that Kabam would theoretically do. And in answer to, just give the answer honestly, didn't you think Isophyne needs rebalance at most? I honestly did not. She's used successfully and consistently in high tier war and does what she's meant to do very well. Now every champion is going to end up being top 5 in their class, which is, again, I understand that, but it's just a bit of a shame because it was a champion that was, yeah, it was for free, but it just would have been nice to have that kind of little damage ramp up to go, okay, well, I'm not just using her for this, I'm also using her for various reasons in various scenarios, rather than going, oh, she's just a specific counter to things or specific to one class countering potentially. But what are your thoughts on a Gentle rework or rebalance, as it's so eloquently put it in the comments. That's it for the show. Thank you very much for watching as normal, and I'll see you all in the next video, whatever I'm covering. All right, cheers and bye.